Well, this is the book. I don't know if it's backwards.
No, that's right.
No, it looks good.
It's Under Pressure by Lisa Damour. Yes. Mm-hmm. And she is a psychologist at an all-girls school somewhere in the Midwest. I don't remember. Is it Chicago or somewhere? And she wrote another book called Untangled, which was awesome, which was kind of about what's going on in a teenage girl's brain from age, what was it, like 10 to 16 or something like that. It's really gave you an insight to the growth and development of a teenager's brain and could help you parent that teenager. And I thought that book was great. We never book clubbed about it, but I read it. And then this is her next book. I don't want to say her second book. I don't know how many books she read, but this book came out after Untangled, and it's about confronting the epidemic of stress and anxiety in girls. But I really thought this could be applied. I mean, some of it was girl specific, but I think a lot of it was anxiety specific. Right?
Oh, absolutely. A lot of it applies to just the general sense of anxiety that people are feeling now. I think when I went over my notes, I was like, oh yeah, I need to remember that. I need to remember that. I need to remember that right now. And I'm clearly not a teenage girl. My favorite quote from the book was talking about a teenage girl. I welcome her eye rolls as confirmation she heard what I said. That was such a mental shift for me. That was like a Rubik's Cube turning all the way around and clicking into place. I was like, oh my God, I've literally only ever thought about eye roll as the epitome of rudeness, disrespect. And so to think about it as, oh, she heard me. She doesn't necessarily like it, or she doesn't want to appear to like it in this moment, but I have been heard. And I think that is revolutionary. It's so smart.
Yeah, that is. I don't remember that quote. That must have been, was that early in the book? I think it was. I read the early part of the book a while back and took notes then. That's an awesome quote.
Yeah, it's hard to remember in the moment, though, when you're pissed off at getting the eye roll.
And you get them? Do you get eye rolls, Kathy?
on the reg, yes.
I don't know what you're talking about. My children are perfect. We get eye rolls on the reg too. But I'll have to remember that. That is really good to remember. That means she heard you, and she didn't necessarily like what you said, but she heard you. I was talking to somebody in social distancing the other day who almost every word I said was an eye roll. And I was being told that I was a dork by this teenager, right? It's not one of my teenagers. It's someone else that had dropped something off, and we were social distance in the yard. And I was pretty much being told why I was lame. And so in response, I was like, one day you'll understand. That she was making fun of my friendship with her mom, that we are such dorks and we are so lame and we are so embarrassingly goofy. And I said to her, one day you'll understand. But right now, I mean, what do you want us to do? Act like we're your age and be too cool and like, oh, look at my new Air Jordans or whatever the thing is that kids are wearing these days. I was like, I think you want us to be exactly the way we are, and later you'll understand. And I swear to God, she rolled her eyes maybe 4 times in like 2 sentences. But I didn't have that quote in my ammunition to think, okay, she's hearing me. She just doesn't want to hear me.